Hi to all of you game changers. Make sure that you watch this video until the end because today I'm letting you in on a well-kept secret. All rich people are delusional. Yes, you heard me right. All people who are successful are actually crazy. Allow me to quote a scripture for you in the Bible that says, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." Let's delve deeper into that. If you think that you can achieve something or you are someone, what happens is that you end up acting as that person, and your actions actually become your achievements. You can't be realistic and achieve great things in life. However you believe you are, that's exactly what you're going to become. So you need to be crazy, you need to be delusional, you need to be stubborn. You need to go against whatever the society is telling you that you can't achieve or you can achieve. You need to believe that you can change the world and your vision can actually come to pass. Because realistic thinking actually brings boring or normal results. So you need to believe that you're the top 1% that can change your family's lineage and your family's life. Later in this video, I'm gonna delve into more stories of people who are successful, who are crazy enough and delusional enough to not believe what society was telling them and to not have limiting beliefs. So as I said, as a man thinks in his heart becomes as a man acts, and that becomes as the man achieves. Let me delve deeper into that. Think of any great man that you can think of, right? They were once told that, they're delusional, they're not the right person to achieve what they're saying they're going to achieve. They were once discouraged and told that, whatever they're thinking has never been done. But let me ask you a question. Don't you think that if they were not delusional, they would have just been a normal person and not achieved what they said they were going to achieve? Another thing that being delusional helps you with is that you become stubborn and resilient, because you must understand that the situations that are going to happen on your journey to fulfilling your vision that are going to discourage you. There's people who are going to discourage you. They're going to tell you that you're not the right person for what you say you can achieve, right? So that's where the being delusional comes in. When you're delusional, you phase out whatever people are saying and you focus on the goal because you deeply believe what you're saying. And once you deeply believe it, people can see it. And that's when the favor comes, right? That's where faith comes in. That's why even to move God, you need to have faith. And what is faith? Faith is belief, right? You have to really believe that God is. You have to really believe it. In spite of what you're seeing with your situation, in spite of, if you're broke or the family situation is crazy or whatever it is, but your belief needs to be different in order for your circumstances to change. Because if your beliefs is aligned with your circumstance, it becomes one thing. They merge and they flow into, whatever the circumstances are. But your belief in your vision and in yourself can actually propel, the circumstances around you to become something different. It's not an overnight thing. Look, yes, your short-term goals can actually be realistic. But when it comes to your long-term goals, never be realistic. If you see yourself as owning that more, right, truly, deeply believe that. Because if you don't believe it, there's so many challenges that are going to come on the way that are going to try and detract you. And here's another thing that I can tell you about belief, right? People can actually feel your energy, right? They can feel if you really believe what you're saying, if you really believe in yourself. And if you don't, right, they'll never give you the time of day. So that's all I'm saying, to say, really, really believe in yourself and in your vision and be delusional. And yes, I said it, be crazy. If you've made it this far, then clearly you are engaged with the content, you're enjoying it, and it's of value to you. So just make sure that you like the video, you subscribe, because more of these videos are upcoming. So somewhere in this video, you're probably thinking, this guy's delusional. Now let me give you practical examples of people that were actually crazy and delusional, right? Think of Theo Baloyi, right? The very guy who owns the shoe Batu. You know, whoever thought that a South African brand would actually be a competitor to Nike? This guy, probably from the dusty streets of Pretoria and whatever, you know, probably grew up telling people that he's going to own a brand one day that's going to be a competitor to Nike. And circumstances and people were probably discouraging him and telling him that, do you know how long Nike has been there? Do you think you're the guy that's going to, you know, compete with them? You're crazy, right? So because of that craziness and delusion, right, he was actually able to make this thing come true. He owns one of the biggest shoe brands, if not the biggest, in South Africa. And that's not the only person that I can tell you about. I can tell you about Nelson Mandela, right? Nelson Mandela is the man who actually, along with other people, shifted, right, things in South Africa during apartheid days. He was able to lead a revolution that made sure that apartheid doesn't exist in South Africa. He was delusional enough to think that he was the guy who was going to lead that revolution, right? So probably there were voices in his head that discouraged him and told him that, why are you the chosen one? Why do you think you can achieve this, right? But because the man was delusional enough, the man was crazy enough to believe in the impossible, he was able to achieve the impossible. So all these guys that I'm talking about were delusional. Vusi Thembekwayo is a well-renowned speaker. He speaks all over the world, not even South Africa, you know. And he's just from here in Springs. So a guy from Springs was able to elevate himself and change his family situation forever, you know, with the upcoming generations, because he was delusional. So that's what I'm saying, to say, if you think I'm delusional, I'm actually happy, because it means that I am going somewhere, because I don't want to be normal. I don't want my thinking to be normal. My belief in myself is not normal. I'm delusional enough to think that I am the greatest, and I'm still going to be greater. So this is how I close the video. And all I'm saying is, you need to be content and happy with being called crazy, because it's only the crazy people that actually go out there and change the world. So the belief in yourself should make other people think that you're delusional. That is the only way you're gonna make great things happen. Because I'm only talking to people who want to be great here. If you want a normal life, it's okay, you can be normal, you don't need to be delusional. But if you want a great and outstanding life, be crazy and delusional.